Hi, good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Konexio Technical Insights. I am Rahul Randeria and I would be conducting today's show. Today, we would be discussing regarding the trends, the setups, the technical patterns, the indicators in Nifty, Bank Nifty, as well as the different asset classes. Last week, we have discussed that Nifty was facing a stiff resistance near its upper rising resistance line, and that upward rising channel was maintained from March 2020's lows. Nifty was making higher tops, higher bottoms, and last week Nifty tested those levels at the upper major resistance line, and from there we have seen a smart correction. Now the current week in the Nifty has again formed an engulfing bearish pattern on the weekly chart. You will see on the screen that Nifty, after facing a stiff resistance near the upper resistance line, you can clearly see that uh, uh, after testing those supply zone, Nifty has ended on a negative note with an engulfing bearish pattern, which clearly indicates that the uptrend is getting exhausted. Some sort of profit booking was also seen. Now, another important point which I would like to highlight was the RSI. When Nifty was making higher tops, higher bottoms, RSI failed to do so. Nifty made a new high, but RSI failed to cross its previous highs, and it has just tilted on the downside, which has clearly indicated that the trend was exhausting at the higher levels, and we might see some sort of profit booking from those particular levels. Now, looking at the weekly closing of the last week, we might see a further sell-off from these levels, and Nifty might drift downside from the current levels in the coming weeks. But after testing those we might see maybe 1.5% pullback from these levels. I mean to say a bounce back from these levels, and from the higher levels we might see again selling pressure coming in the Nifty. So one needs to be cautious, try to book profit at the higher levels, and those who want to take a fresh call in Nifty can go short at the higher levels after a bounce back of 1.5% in Nifty. Now for the next week, the important support and resistance levels in the Nifty are placed at, first of all, the important supports. The important supports in the Nifty are placed at first 14,864. If it breaks those levels, the next support is placed at 14,714. Now, if it breaks those levels, the next final support for the next week is coming around. I mean to say the strong support is at 14,574 levels. Whereas on the upside, the first resistance in the Nifty is placed at 15,144. If it crosses those levels, then 15,315. Then above that, the major resistance, which is the all-time high, 15,431. So these are the crucial support and resistance level where traders needs to be watching out closely and trade accordingly, depending upon the trend seen in the Nifty on the Monday. Now on the Bank Nifty, again on the Bank Nifty on the weekly charts, it has formed a shooting star pattern, which can be also said as a inverted hammer on the weekly charts. You can clearly see on the screen in the red circle that Nifty has formed a shooting star pattern or an inverted hammer, which with a upper shadow, which clearly indicates that there was a strong selling pressure at the higher levels, uh, where Bank Nifty was hammered out from its lifetime high, and it has ended significantly lower from its swing high or intermediate high, whatever we can name it. Now the momentum again in the Bank Nifty has also seen some sort of weakness at the higher levels. So again, the strategy would be sell on rise. And as I said in Nifty, again in Bank Nifty also a technical pullback cannot be ruled out from these levels. So any 1.5 or 2% bounce back in the Bank Nifty should be used to exit if you are long, book profits, or if you want to take a fresh call, then you can go short at the higher levels in Bank Nifty also. So the strategy in the Bank Nifty also is sell on rise. Now the crucial support and resistance in the Bank Nifty are placed at, first, the crucial support in the Bank Nifty is at 35,428. If it breaks those levels, then 34,908 is the next support. Then the third support is at 34,011. Whereas on the upside, the major resistance are placed at 36,656. Then the next resistance is at 37,108, and the final resistance is at 37,708. So these are the broadly the range in the Bank Nifty also. So one needs to be cautious at higher levels, avoid going long, try to book profits, and go short at the higher levels. Now I would switch over to the next section, which is the derivative section. Now we will discuss the strong position building up in the Nifty and Bank Nifty calls and puts. I mean to say the strong. I would like to highlight the concentration of the strong building up of the position in the calls and puts. First of all, in Nifty, you will see on the screen that the strong position has been built in the Nifty calls are seen at 15,100 strike price call and 15,200 strike price call. You can clearly see on the screen that 15,300 strike price call. Now on the percentage change column, you can clearly see that these are the calls that there has been a strong writing seen at the higher level. So I feel that upside might be kept for the next week. So maybe 1 or 2%, 1.5 or 2% pullback could be seen in the Nifty also. Now in the puts, the major position, the concentration of the position has been built in 14,900 puts. You can clearly see on the screen. Then 14,800 put and 14,700 put. So broadly, the range in the Nifty is at 14,700 on the downside and 15,300 on the upside. So these were the particular strike price where the concentration of the calls and puts had been seen. Now in the Bank Nifty calls, the strong position has been built in 36,000 calls, 36,500 calls, and 37,000 calls. So now again, in the percentage column, you can clearly see that there has been a strong writing seen in 36,000 calls, 36,500 calls, and 37,000 calls. So again, the upside is also capped in Bank Nifty also. So we might see any pullback, might see selling pressure coming at the higher levels in Bank Nifty also. Now in the puts, the strong position has been built in 35,500 puts, 35,000 puts, and 34,000 puts. So again, clearly you can see that there has been a buying seen in 35,500 puts, 35,000 puts, and 34,500 puts. So these are the strike price where traders need to watch out closely and look at the trend in the Nifty and Bank Nifty and trade accordingly after the direction seen. Or one can use a strategy. First half an hour to 45 minutes breakout range trading range should be used as a breakout range to trade in that particular direction. So for example, one has to wait for first 45 minutes in Nifty and Bank Nifty, see where the trend is going, and once the trend is broken, I mean to say the highs and lows of the first 45 minutes, whichever side the breakout is seen in Nifty and Bank Nifty, traders should take a call in that particular direction. Now the final segment of today's show is the short term or investment call. This is a heavyweight stock from an FMCG sector. The stock is Hindustan Unilever. The stock has been moving in a very broad range and it has been highly volatile in the last 1.5 years. You can clearly see on the screen. The stock has been hovering in a very rising channel. Currently, the stock is quoting around 2181. You can see the RSI is also just near its oversold territory. Again, the price is also just near its the strong support line of the upward rising channel. So traders, investors, short-term investors, or swing traders can take or buy, can create a long position in Hindustan Unilever. So the investment call in the Hindustan Unilever is that accumulate in the range of 2181. Even if it corrects, the stock corrects till 2150, one can buy the stock for investment. Upside positional target maybe for next 8 to 10 months is seen around 2460. Or for short to medium term, I am expecting stock to test the level of 2550 to 2580 odd levels. Sorry, 2250 to 2280 odd levels. And for 8 to 10 months, I am expecting the stock again to retest its upward resistance line, which is almost coming around 2460. So for investors, Hindustan Lever is looking good at current levels. One can buy or accumulate even on dips. for a short-term target of 2250 to 2280 and long-term target of 2460. So thank you very much. Now I would like to conclude today's show. Thank you for watching the show. Any comments you can give or any suggestion you can give in the comment box. For live update in Nifty, Bank Nifty calls or individual stock, you can connect me to my Twitter handle, which is @Rahul Randeria. Again, I would like to thank you for watching the show. Have a nice trading week. Thank you very much.